Hey guys, it's Ruby and welcome back to my channel. So this is what I'm working with today. So I'm starting off with the Paula's Choice Hyaluronic Acid Booster, and I'm using this as a serum all over my skin to plump up my skin cells. To get that Bella Hadid glow, I'm taking my strobe cream and I'm going to be applying it using this MAC toothbrush. And if you couldn't tell by my facial expressions, it is a very strange feeling. Not strange, it just feels very unnatural to be using a brush that's shaped and designed this way. So I'm just blending out the strobe cream in a downwards motion on my cheeks, just so my peach fuzz can be laid flat against my face. With my forehead, I'm not particularly fussed about what direction I am going to blend it in, but I am making sure to always blend in a downward motion on my cheek area. So it's almost summer here in Australia, and lately my nose area has been getting quite oily, which is strange for me because my skin is dry. So I used some mattifying primer on my nose, and on the rest of my face I used my Hourglass No. 28 Primer Serum. This is an amazing primer if you have dry, dehydrated skin. Most people like to apply the highlight at the end, but I decided to use my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector underneath my foundation to give my skin a healthy glow, just like Bella's. I like to apply my highlighter before my foundation because it looks more natural. It's not like a highlight that's just sitting on top of your foundation. It makes it look like your skin is glowing from underneath. So far, I give this brush about an 8 out of 10 for my base products, but for my foundation, it just takes too long to blend. It looks really good, don't get me wrong, but I was just very impatient, so I just took my Real Techniques standard foundation brush and I applied my foundation evenly and generously across my face, and then afterwards I just blended it out using a standard buffing brush from Sigma. So in the photo that I'm looking at, Bella didn't fill her eyebrows in too much, but because I like a strong brow, I'm going to go ahead and just fill them in like I usually do. The eyeshadow palette that I'm using is by Paula's Choice, and this is a matte nude eyeshadow palette. I started off by setting my primer using that flesh color in the palette. I then moved on to using the matte bone shade at the start of the palette, and I used this to highlight underneath my brows to slightly carve them out, and also the inner corners of my eyes. Moving on to the crease, we're going to be building up the socket area. I picked up these two light brown shades and mixed them together, and I placed them directly into the crease and slightly above, acting as a transition shade. So for this look, we're basically going to be layering different shades of brown to create a hazy, dreamy-like effect around the eyes. So once we've layered a few different brown shades around the crease, I'm now going to be taking the darkest brown shade in the palette and slightly running that on the outer corners of the eyes and also on the lower lash line. I've dampened a flat shader brush with some Fix Plus, and I just applied a gold eyeshadow onto the inner half of my lids and also onto the inner corners. I'm picking up that same dark brown matte shade but on an angled brush, and I'm going to be pressing this color right into the base of the lashes. I'm also defining the waterline by using a taupe pencil and then a dark black pencil in the tight line to thicken up the base of the lashes. Apply a generous amount of your favorite mascara to both your top and bottom lashes. Wait for your lashes to dry completely before applying your concealer. Ideally, you can apply your concealer before you've applied your mascara. I'm using a very pale shade of my NARS Creamy Concealer, and I've applied this underneath my eyes, in between my brows, above the highest point of my brows, and also underneath my cheekbones to lift this area. To mimic Bella's bone structure, I'm going to be using my cream bronzer by Chanel. This is the Tan de Chanel, and I'm using this underneath my cheekbones and slightly sucking in my cheeks just to map out where I want to hollow out to create more definition. Blend the lines you created using a synthetic brush that is clean, and then set everything with powder. If you need to, you can go ahead and use a powder contour to go back and redefine your cream contour that you applied earlier. Just be sure to blend everything into the hairline so it looks natural. Not only am I removing the foundation from my lips, I'm also using this makeup wipe to slightly exfoliate them too. Apply a small amount of your favorite lip balm. The one that I'm using here is by Guerlain, and you want to push that into your lips so it can absorb quicker. I'm using the famous Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Lip Cheat to line my lips, and then slightly filling them in using the Inglot Lip Paint in the shade 51. You want to keep your lips very natural looking and pouty. Finish off this look by applying some color to the cheeks, And here I'm using the Amazonian Clay Blusher by Tarte in the shade Pampered. And this is the finished look, guys. This makeup look is super beautifying and universally pretty on everyone. It was super simple to do and I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials with me. I love you and I'll see you all in my next video.